Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me.
Barry is a very funny character to write, and frankly, a big part of that is Fred Berman, who does Barry's voice. And he's a cool guy because it doesn't matter how stupid the thing I write is, he actually always makes it sound good. He would just always find the right tone for Barry and sort of make him human even though he's saying something completely idiotic. Barry's a clown, of course, and you could call him a greedy little weasel and you wouldn't be far off from the truth. But at the same time, he's a loyal friend and he's smarter than he lets on. And, he's got the flaming eye of Mordor, so, that goes a long way.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan.
Crime and punishment.
Vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help me! back here! Hey, please!
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy. Sure that Rusty
Well,
was safe.
right now Rusty's still alive, but you know that's not gonna last for long. He's a couple of minutes away from being turned into one of the Taken.
And we worked on Taken for a long while. And when we initially started to build the concept, the basis was on serial killers from comics and movies.
Right.
We wanted to almost seem like immortal enemies, and they always turn up where you least expect them.
Yeah, and they seem kind of mindless. Well, that's because the Dark Presence just sort of strips everything away from them. It just leaves this empty shell and fills it with darkness and sort of throws them at you. They're really about aggression, and they don't really do subtle.
And that's exactly why we love the melee weapons, right? And we actually considered giving them firearms at one point. But when we tried that, I think it took away something from the unique feel of combat. That
Because we kind of want them to come at you.
Yeah, they need to be aggressive, right? And I think the melee weapons also represent something old and mythical, what the Dark Presence is, unlike the light, which is modern and technical.
Yeah, and of course you probably noticed that they keep on babbling all the time. Well, you have, but I'm talking to a player here. That was actually kind of an experiment because we just wrote some of that stuff on a whim for Stucky in the beginning, and when we got the lines back from the actor, it was creepy as hell. So we, of course, decided that we're gonna have more of this stuff, and we just wrote more of it in.
Yeah, exactly. It's just excellent.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please! Don't feed the animals!
Fishing is only permitted for those prisoners who purchase a park fishing license. Obey! Instructions. At all.
Must be no!
Never. Two bears. Never approach any other. Closer than 25 yards. Pets must be leashed. At all times. Never leave your unattended. It's against the law to remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park. This includes even you may find along the river, or even simple berries.
The Elderwood National Park sits in the middle of the dark and majestic Elderwood Forest. It's a place that features bare sun-bathed mountainsides and tall redwood forests and temperate rainforests and marshlands. Despite some hiking trails and friendly signs, it's nevertheless a wild place like nature is, and you shouldn't venture out too far into it after dusk. This place is inspired by the many beautiful nature preservation parks that are a staple of Pacific Northwest. And as we do like to throw the player out into the forest a lot at night time, this location really is in the essence of our gameplay.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.